Hi everyone, welcome to Aggravation for You. I am Ebin Matthews. I am a master's graduate in food safety and quality assurance from NIFTAM Tanjavur, and I am secured a Air India rank of All India rank of 20 in JFA 2021. So before any further delay, let's get started. So before going into the topic, I'll just show you like whatever we are studying, whatever I have made, the reference is for FSS Act rules and regulations. It is FSSAI's official website only. So I'll just show you how to read and study things from here. So if you go into the FSSAI website, you will see this major headings here and click on this food law, and there you will see Act, rules, regulations, advisories and all. So in this, if you click on Act, you will get this act, amendment, enforcement, notifications, and compendium. So the thing is like difference between all these three. It is very important. You need to know this. What is the difference between this? Thing is like when an act, in this case it is act. If it is a regulation also, like at the time of its publication, how it is there in the raw form, it will be available in the form of act. Whenever there is a change, like a substitution or addition or deletion, or anything else is coming on that, then there will be amendments coming in that. And whenever this amendments are coming, that will be directly add to the compendium. So I will show you here in any regulation. So as of now in India, there are 22 regulations. This not everything are important. Whatever given in the in the syllabus and according to the importance, we will see. So as of now, there are 22. So in this out of 22, some 10 to 15 are important. So take anything here. Say, for example, FPS. This is Food Product Standards and Food Additive Regulation 2011. Take it, and there what you can see is this chapter 1, 2.1 onwards. There will see you can see many. And here the thing is like amendment number reference here it is given, but here it is compendium only. You won't see the regulation here. But in the case of other regulations, take a licensing and registration. Here you will see the regulation in the upside and amendments and compendium here. So amendments means like, okay, sorry, here also it is same only. Amendments you can see here. And the compendium means the final one, which includes all the amendments. So this is how you will see. And the compendium only you need to refer so that you won't miss any points. So now we will go into the topic. So today I'm going to cover 4 units from the lecture, in the part 1. So first point will be FSS Act 2006. Then we will be seeing FSS Licensing and Registration 2011. Third point we will be seeing is FSS Contaminants, Toxins, and Residues 2011. And the last topic of this part will be FSS Prohibition and Restriction of Sales 2011. So this is how I have divided. The thing is like FSS Act and FSS Licensing and Registration is somewhat related, and CTR and Prohibition and Restriction is somewhat related. So you will get a connection between all this. So this is the whole syllabus for Unit 1. So from here onwards, we will be starting FSS Act. Then rules and regulations, I have already told you. Regulations like from where you will be reading and how much is important. So this two, like in point of food laws in India, there will be 2 divisions. First is FSSAI related, like the acts, rules and regulations they are under. Then other national laws and standards. In that you will see AGMARC 1937, EIC Export uh, Quality Control and Inspection Act 1963. Then BIS came on 1986. So this also you will be seeing an LM Act, Legal Metrology Act, 2011. This also you will be seeing. And in international, you will be seeing CAC. CAC stands for Codex Alimentarius. Then it's the history member, standard setting, advisory mechanism. And these three bodies, JECFA, GEMRA, and JMPR, join committee expert committee on food additives, on microbiological risk analysis, and pesticide residues. Then WTO agreements, SPS and TBT. Then role of OIE and IPPC. This is like two international bodies, International Plant Protection Committee and the World Animal Health Organization. So this is how the unit one is divided. So in the first part, so I have already told you, like we will be covering it in four parts. So today, in the first topic, we will be seeing FSS Act. So as you all know, FSS Act came into existence in 2006. So think about the necessity of FSS Act, why it came. So before 2006, there were a number of food-related legislation administered by different ministries of government of India. Not less than 8 legislation prescribed the minimum regulatory requirements for various type of food and food products prior to FSS Act. So the thing was like before 2006, there were like 8 legislation. They were under different ministries. And what happens? Sometimes for a same product, so same food product, there will be like two ministries will be coming under that, or there will be like two legislative body will be coming under that, and this leads to multiplicity of food standards and confusion among food business, consumers, traders, and manufacturers and investors. And this hampered the growth of a modern food processing sector in the country, and as well as fixation of food safety standards. And one more thing is like because of this existing laws, the whenever there is like a rapid evolution of technologies coming, like some GM foods or organic foods or vegan foods, nothing is specified under that. So that is also make a issue for the national level. So these are all 8 are the existing orders or act under repeal. Like before 2006, these were predominant. First is PFA. PFA stands for Prevention of Food Adulteration Act 1954. Various orders under Essential Commodity 1955. FPO 1955. MFPO 1973. VOP 1998. Then Solar Extracted Oil, DOL Meal and Edible Flour 1967. MMPO 1992. And any other act in 1955 related to food. So coming into the timeline, first the Prime Minister's Council of Trade and Industry in 1998. This like all these years are important. Don't study the whole statement and all, but get just idea of this years. Like starting was in 1988, and the Prime Minister's Council of Trade and Industry recommended a comprehensive legislation of food subsuming all the present food laws to modernize the food sector. In 2002, during budget speech, central government declared this intention. And in 2004, Joint Parliamentary Committee emphasized that all present food laws should be converged and there should be one regulatory body for the whole of India. So you can see here on the timeline 1980, 1998, it started in 2002, 2004, like some other things are also happening. Other milestones are also happening. And in 2005, in 12th report of Standing Committee of Parliament states a need of a legislation on integrated food law. And at the time of 2006, first before Act came in existence, it came into the Lok Sabha as well as Rajya Sabha. So in Lok Sabha, on the date of 26th of July 2006, it got signed. And in the Rajya Sabha, the date is 2nd of August 2006, and it came in front of President on the date of 2006 August 23, and 24th of August 2006 it came in existence. So this is how the timeline is going. And the objective of FSS Act 2006 is to make available safe food and wholesome food to the public in keeping with changing needs and requirements. And one more thing was there before the existence of FSS Act, there were in India the major role of regulations were prevention of food adulteration, prevention of food adulteration. But after the coming of existence of FSS Act, it came into food safety. Not only like prevention of adulteration practices and all, but food safety as a whole came into picture. And I've already told you, FSS Act came in 2006, or it can say it is published, and bill established on 5th of September 2008, and bill effectively came into force on 5th of August 2011. So in 5th of September 2008, FSSAI, Government of India notified establishment of FSSAI under Section 4 of the Act. Very, very important. Under Section 4 of the Act, we will be seeing also in the further. 5th of September 2008, this date is very important. FSSAI established. Like notification came, and in the date of 5th of August 2011, under the Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, under the Union Minister of Dr. Anbumani Ramdas, FSSAI established. So in 2011, like when FSSAI established, the ministry is uh, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. But when FSS Act came in 2006, the ministry was MOFI, Ministry of Food Processing Industries. So later in 2007 only, FSS Act came under Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. So FSSAI registered under Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. So very important question they will be asking sometimes, like under which ministry FSSAI is working. Coming into the positions of FSSAI, there will be a chairperson appointed by central government, and his rank will be not below rank of secretary to the Government of India. And Sri Rajesh Bhushan is the current chairperson of FSSAI, and G. Kamalawardhana Rao is the current CEO of FSSAI. So FSSAI has its headquarters at New Delhi, 6 regional offices throughout country: Delhi, Guwahati, Mumbai, Kolkata, Kochi, and Chennai. 14 referral laboratories, 72 state laboratories, and 112 NABL accredited or primary labs. So this and all we will be seeing in the chapter number 2 also in very detail, like what all are the laboratories and how it is classified. And one more important point, 5th of July 2013, National Food Security came into force. So now onwards, just we will get a recap. Like we went through the timeline, 1988, like first proposal of group of food and food agro commodities for a combined one law in 2001. Joint budget speech also emphasized this. In 2004, then Joint Parliamentary Committee on Pesticide Residues state one food law. In 2005, 12th report of Standing Committee state the need of legislation. In 2005, August 25th, FSS Act bill introduced. Then in Lok Sabha and Rajya Sabha in 2006, July 26 and August 2, and in front of President 23rd of August 2006, and published on 24th of August 2006. So these all are the very important dates which you want to memorize. Now we will see the features of Act. We have seen what is the importance of Act and what was the situation before Act. Now, after the introduction of Act, movement of multi-level and multi-department control to a single line of command. So this was the whole like propaganda also before this behind this act, like the act should behave as a, or act should be capable of meeting all the requirements related with food laws and regulations in the country. So it is a FSSA is the standard body related with all these matters. So FSSA is a single reference point for all the matters related to food safety and standards, regulations, and enforcement. Integrated response to strategic issues like we have discussed: novel foods, health foods, Nutra, GM foods. Like these all are the important and newer things happening in the field of food science. So uh, for the strategic issues also, some integrated response will be happening by the FSS Act, because it is given under some acts, some sections. Decentralization of licensing for manufacture of food products. So licensing also came on after the existence of FSS Act only. We will be seeing also in 2011 this licensing of processing products happened. Then consumer confidence in quality and safety, then investors friendly regulatory mechanism on self-regulations and capacity building, enforcement of the legislation. This also we'll be seeing very detailed. Enforcement is happening in like in three levels, like in central level, in state level, and in district level or state or UT. Then emphasis on gradual shift from regulatory regime to self-compliance through food safety management system, and new provisions under this act: food import, food recall, surveillance, new enforcement structure, large network of food labs. This is called InfoNet. This is the network of labs in India. New justice dispensation system for fast track disposal of cases, like what? Adjudication. Before that, there were like no separate courts. Now, under FSS Act, Section 68, there is provision of adjudication. Harmonization of domestic standards with international food standards, health food supplements, and nutraceutical. This is a like a very broader category. Nutra. This is called 13th like category also under FPS and FF. We will be seeing also later. So for this, like there were no existing regulations or guidelines before. After the like introduction of FSS Act only, it came, and issuing license within a frame of 2 months. In 2 months, license will be getting, and registration will be getting less than 14 days. Improvement notice by designated offices. All these are the new provisions under Act. Compensation to victims. If there is any injury, grievous injury or death happening, reward to informer for informing about the violators. And for small scale businesses, registration only is required. No need of license. Central licensing from authority. All these are like new provisions under Act. Now coming into the chapter, there are 12 chapters under FSS Act, and there are 101 sections, and there are two schedules. Very important, two schedules, 101 sections, and 12 chapters. So no need to buy hard all this, but just to get an idea, like if preliminary is coming, like it will be like standing talking about the definitions and that the structure, like existence, and under what it came, that and all, like statutory body related things. Then FSSAI structure, composition will be there from 4 to 17, general principles of food safety, section 18, chapter 4 related with articles of food general provisions, import section, chapter 5, responsibility of food safety, 6, enforcement of Act 7, analysis of food, 8, offenses and penalties, 9, adjudication, 10, finance, accounts, audit, 11, miscellaneous, 12. Just get an idea like from where these points are, like where the sections are coming under which chapter. So now onwards, we will be moving directly into the Act. So I have already told you there are 101 sections. So whatever I have marked in red, it is somewhat important. Just try to get an idea where it is coming. Section 3 stands for definitions. Section 4, establishment of authority, composition of food authority, qualification, selection committee. 11, central advisory committee. 12, function of advisory committee. 13, scientific panel. 14, scientific committee. 16, duties and functions of food authority. 17, food authority proceedings, use of additives. 8, 19, contaminants, notes, heavy metals. 20, pesticides, veterinary drugs. 21, GM food, organic food. 22, 25, import. 26, responsibility of FBO. 28, food recall procedure. 30, commission of food safety. 32, improvement notice. 33, prohibition. 36, designated officer. 37, FSO. 38, power of FSO. 40, purchaser get analyzed, right? 43, recognition accreditation of laboratories. 45, food analysis. 47, sampling and analysis. 50, penalty. From 50 onwards, like 50 is general guideline for penalty for selling food not of 48 onwards, general provision for offenses. 49 related to penalty. 50 onwards, there are penalties and the offenses are coming with imprisonment or with fine. So things like the number you need to remember is 50 to 65 as the penalty or the offenses are coming under this. These are very important. We will be seeing like what is the penalty or what is that imprisonment time coming for all these violations. 68, adjudication, I have already told you. 70, establishment of food safety appellate tribunal. 75, power to transfer cases to regular courts. 76, appeal. 82, finance, power of government to issue directions to food authority. 86, power of central government to give directions to state governments. 91, power of central government to make rules. 92, power of food authority to make a regulation. Power of see this power of central government to make rules. Like act is we are talking about act. Whenever there is a rule coming, that is FSSAI cannot make a rule. FSSAI can make only the regulations. Rule will be making by central government. So now there is a body also, Ministry of Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. So under this, there will be the rules making. Very important. So power of state government to make rules. Section 94. This is like, but this won't be applicable throughout. Throughout, this will be applicable for the particular states. 99, milk and milk product order shall be deemed to be regulations made under this act. 101, power to remove difficulties. So now we will see the structure for implementation of Act. Further also we will be seeing, but just I want to give a basic because later you won't be understanding the technical terms, what all we are talking about here. So food authority, as we all seen, there is like state governments or UTs are there, and there is like central government also. There are like divisions are coming. Central government under CEO will be working. CEO will be the having the day-to-day administration and all those things. And under him, FSSAI headquarters will be working. Chief Scientific Officer Department, Surveillance Officer Department, Enforcement Officer Department, Product Approval and Quality Assurance Department, Chief Management Officer Department will be working. And zonal offices, there will be 5 zones, which is very important. That is North, East, South, West, and UTs. There are like 5 zones. This is given under schedules. Like there are, I told you, there are 2 schedules under this. These 5 zones are given. So for each zone, there will be zonal directors and other officers. So these are the implementation of the act or enforcement and every other things will be going through this manner. Like this is the structure. And under state government, there will be states food safety officer, commissioner of food safety will be there. That is coming under section 30. The DO will be there. 36, food safety officer. 37. FSO will be having local area authority, and DO will be having the all responsibility for the district level. Commissioner will be whole state level. And junior joint director, this is for laboratory, or you can say this is just analysis part. Chief food analyst and food analyst in district level will be coming. And this is existing enforcement. This is not directly related to the FSS, but this is like municipal authorities, health officers, food inspectors, sanitary inspectors. All this will be coming under this. This is also aligned with FSS Act. This is proposed structure of enforcement at state level, which we have already seen. Like again, given in a flow chart. This is enforcement. This is what? Laboratory network. Joint director, food analyst, and chief food analyst and food analyst. Now we will be seeing the sections onwards. Section 5, I have already told you. Composition of food authority and qualifications for appointment of its chairperson and members. So here I'm not going to read everything. I know the time is very less. We need to finish in 2 hours. So there are like 22 members under food authority. Under that, 1/3 will be women. Important. So food authority will be having 22 like members plus one what? Chairperson. 7 members not below the rank of joint secretary to the government of India appointed by central government to respectively represent ministries or departments. From 7 departments or ministries, 7 members will be there. So these all are the 7 ministries. There will be some questions coming like under which of the following department is not a part of food authority. So like last time there was a question and the option was that odd one out was I think Ministry of Environment and Forest. So this was the old one out last time. The question was there. So this 7 you need to get by heart. Agriculture Ministry, Commerce Ministry, Consumer Affairs, Food Processing, Health, Legislative Affairs, Small Scale Industries. Then 7 is there from ministries plus 2 from food authorities. 1 will be from small scale industry. 2 from consumer organizations, 3 eminent food technologists or scientists, 5 members appointed by rotation every 3 years, each from zone, as specified in first schedule to represent state and union territories, which we have already seen. 5 from different zones, 2 from farmers organization, then last one from retail organization. So this will be 9, 11, 14, 19, 21, and 22, plus 1 chairperson. This is the structure of food authority. Chairperson and members other than ex officio members of food authority shall be appointed by central government recommendation of selection committee. Selection committee will be coming in the next section. Shall not hold any other office. So first, the chairperson and members other than ex officio members. So what do you mean by ex officio member? So suppose there is a member in the food authority, call him as A, and he is a member of food authority. But same time, he is working as a ministry in the ministry, say for example, Ministry of Agriculture. So he is a regular member of a Ministry of Agriculture department. Other than that, he is holding a separate position or extra responsibility as but member of food authority. So he is doing extra work like not a separate work other than specified. So 2 positions he is holding. So for this we will be taming us for these members we will be taming us ex officio members. Now selection committee, which I have already told you under section 6. So the cabinet secretary will be the chairperson of selection committee. Secretary in charge of ministry or the department responsible for administration of this act. That is, which ministry it is? Ministry of Health and Family Welfare. That will be member. Secretary in charge of ministries or departments of central government dealing with health, legislative, and personal will be members. Chairman of the Public Enterprises Selection Board will be a member. Eminent food technologist nominated by central government will be a member. So these all are the members for selection committee. There is not like a fixed number for this selection committee. And when there will be meetings of selection committee will be happening within 2 months from the date of occurrence of any vacancy by reason of death, resignation, or removal of chairperson or a member of food authority, or 3 months before the superannuation or completion of term of office of chairperson. Now we'll be seeing in section 7, it is term of office, salary allowances and all. So here only thing you need to get to remember is the chairperson members other than ex officio. Like many times you will be seeing this other than ex officio because they for them it will be not applicable. So the permission or the time duration for them is like 3 years, and they can extend up to a period of further 3 years. So 6 year will be totally coming if they're getting an extension. And the age limit for chairperson will be 65, and for other members it will be 62. Very important. And in subsection 2, it is like other than this, the age limit is given 65 and all, but if they are giving a notice not less than 3 months also, they can leave the existing office, or if they are removing under the provision of section 8, then also this will be applicable. Now, like removal of chairperson, like I have already told you, but why they are doing, like on what cases there will be like removal will be happening. If involved in any insolvent or in any financial issues, convicted of an offense in the opinion of central government, involves moral turpitude, physically or mentally incapable of acting as a member, or financial or any other interest which will affect him working as a function, doing his function as a member, abused his position to render his office to public interest. All this will be reasons to remove a chairperson or other members. Now we will be seeing section 10, very important, CEO or Chief Executive Officer of Food Authority. So the rank of additional secretary to the Government of India, who shall be a member secretary of the authority to be appointed by central government. So the rank of CEO will be additional secretary to Government of India, and he will be a member secretary to the authority also. So he's having administrative control over the officers and other employees, responsible for day-to-day administration, legal representative of food authority, exercise the power of Commission of Food Safety in matter related to food safety section 10(5). It is like whenever there is like some emergency coming, or state food safety officer is relinquished his power, then CEO will be having extra duty of the particular state also. So now the CEO is currently who? G. G. Vardhana Rao. To remember this name. So now CEO, the other functions also, day-to-day administration, drawing up of proposal food authorities work programs in consultation with Central Advisory Committee, implementing the work programs and the decision adopted by food authority, ensuring the provision of appropriate scientific, technical, and administrative support to scientific committee. These are like a day-to-day works of CEO. Food Authority carry out its task in accordance with the requirements of its users, preparation of statement of revenue and expenditure, and the execution of budget, developing and maintaining contact with the central government, and for ensuring regular dialogue with its relevant committees. All these are the duties of Food Authority. And every year he will be giving a budget for the coming year and annual accounts for the previous year, programs of work at the year, in the beginning of financial year, And he will be following adoption by Food Authority, forward the general report and programs to central government and state government, like same like a administrative working. CEO exercise the power of Commissioner of Food Safety, which we have seen, and have administrative control over the office and other employees of Food Authority. Now we will be seeing section 11. It's very important. That is Central Advisory Committee. Central Advisory Committee will be having members, two members from food industry, agriculture, consumers, relevant research bodies, and food laboratories. So there will be uh, 10 members, and all commissioners of food safety and chairperson of the scientific committee shall be ex officio member. CEO shall be ex officio chairperson of the Central Advisory Committee. So this here also the term is coming that ex officio chairperson. That is, CEO is working as that chief executive officer. Other than that, he is holding one more position. So now that's why it's termed as ex officio chairperson. Now, section 13, 11, we have seen what? Central Advisory Committee. 13 is scientific panels. So, scientific panels is like which will be consist of independent scientific experts. So, as of now, on the date, there is 21 scientific panels. Out of that, 11 are vertical and 10 will be horizontal. So if you want to see this, you can go to that FSSAI website, and there will be seeing in this upside that is in that standards. If you click, you will be seeing this. I have already opened this. You will be seeing here in this reconstitution of scientific committee, scientific panels, and all those things. So it is mentioned here very clearly. There is like a scientific committee and 21 scientific panels comprising of independent scientific experts for providing scientific opinion and development of science-based standards for articles of food. So from here onwards, they have given like the scientific committee, they have given the independent members, and other than that, there will be like that there is like 6 members. Okay, I told 8, I guess. There is 6 members on scientific committee, independent members. Other than that, there will be chairperson of 21 scientific panels also in scientific committee. So this is like 21 scientific panels. Here onwards, you can see here like processing aids, food contact materials, pesticide residues. For each of this, there will be like a separate scientific panels. Just remember this only. There are, as of now, there are like 21 scientific panels, 11 vertical and 10 horizontal. So these are like some examples. You can see all the lists under that. Now there are like scientific committee. So scientific committee means what? We have already seen that there will be like scientific panels, 21 scientific panels. So the chairperson of each this scientific panel plus 6 independent members not belonging to any of the scientific panels. So there will be like 27 members. Scientific committee shall be responsible for providing the scientific opinions to the food authority and shall have the powers were necessary of organizing public hearings. Responsible for general coordination necessary to ensure consistency of scientific opinion procedure and shall provide opinions on multi-sectoral issues falling within the competence of more than one scientific panel. So like there is some issues are coming. If there are like 2 panels are responsible or under 2 it is falling, then scientific committee will be having final opinion on that. Food Authority also provides scientific advice and technical support to central government and state governments to matters of framing the policy and rules. Search, collect, analyze, and summarize relevant scientific and technical data, particularly related to food consumption, incidence and prevalence of biological risk, contaminants in food, residues of various contaminants, emerging risk, introduction of rapid alert system. All these are like separate some like the duties of Food Authority. Now we will be seeing after this, like very important section coming is section 22, like some strategic issues we have already told: GM foods, organic foods, functional foods, then Nutra category, proprietary food. All these are defined under section 22. So I'm not going into detail of this, but all these are coming under this. Just remind this because we will be seeing this in the further classes also. The definition of organic foods, proprietary foods definition, novel food definitions, all these are coming under section 22. Now, important section is just section 25, which is related with imports of articles of food. The thing is like coming under this is like any unsafe or misbranded or substandard food or food containing extraneous matter is prohibited. No person can import this into India. Any article of food for the import of which a license is required under any act or rules or regulations, except in accordance with the conditions of license. So they are telling like there is a need of license, that is import license. Import license will be central license. We will be seeing this in further in the licensing and registration part also. There will be like three kind of licenses, like central and state. These two like licenses and registration will be there. This will be also like in like state level only, and this is like two FBOs coming less than 12 lakhs. This is like a basic criteria. So this two will be predominant, and import is coming under a central license category. And any article of food in contravention to any other provision of this act is also prohibited to the import into India. And the central government shall, while prohibiting, restricting, of otherwise regulating import of article of food under FT, Foreign Trade Development and Regulation Act 1992, this also will be coming into picture. Now, sections chapter 6 up to chapter 5, important points we have covered. In chapter 6, there will be like special responsibilities as to food safety. So what is the responsibility of food business operator is section 26. So under section 26, this is there. Any food which is unsafe, which is misbranded or substandard or contains extraneous matter, or for which a license is required except in accordance with conditions of license. So under any of this criteria, FBOs cannot manufacture, store, or sell or distribute any article of food. Very simple thing. If it is unsafe, the FBO cannot manufacture, store, or sell. Or if it is misbranded or substandard or containing extraneous matter, or FBO cannot do the further processing of this or manufacturing of this. And like whenever like before, like if you are not doing manufacture also, why how it is storing and selling is incorporated is like if I am a FBO and I am getting a product from a third party which who is not having a valid license, then also I will be responsible for breaking the responsibility as a food safety. So in that time also I'll be liable to the prohibit restriction, like in the contravention to the act, which is for the time being prohibited by food authority or the central government, the state government, and in contravention to any other provision of this act or regulation. So he cannot manufacture, store, or sell this kind of food articles. No FBO shall employ any person who is suffering from illness. Food is unsafe as a part or batch or lot of consignment of the same class of description. They cannot uh, prepare, or they cannot do the selling or further processing of this. Now, section 28 stands for food recall. So, food recall, as you all know, like there is uh, like some food poisoning or some microbiological uh, issues are happening. Now, like recently, we have seen that recall of many products, that is Maggi masala and Everest sambar masala. These all like came recently to which like from the India only it went to US, and there is like some possible contamination was found and food recall procedure started. So thing is like when like we will be seeing this also like as a separate regulation. So I'm not going much into this, but things like before going into that, you need to just get an idea like when food recall procedure will be happening and who will be starting this, and how the procedure will be happening and what are the precautions to be taken at the time of introduction of like this. Food safety management system and all to consider with food recall procedures. So coming into chapter 7, enforcement of act. So till now we have seen this responsibilities of food business operator, imports, special provision as to food safety, then food authority composition, structure, definitions, and all those things we have seen. Now onwards we'll be seeing like very important sections. First starting from chapter 7, enforcement of the act. Like who all are responsible for the enforcement of act. Like whatever written in the act, who will be seeing this, like whether it is all the FBOs or whoever is coming under this act are doing whatever written in the act properly. So if it is not according to the act, or if violation is happening, then who is responsible to take that or do take it as a offense or penalty, give it as a punishment to the or imprisonment to the people who are doing against. In 29 section, authority is responsible for act is given. So food authority and state food authority, food safety authorities will be responsible for enforcement of the act. So I have already told you under food authority who all are coming, and under state food safety authority who all are coming. Section 30 is from state food safety level. Section 30 is for commissioner of food safety of the state. Section 30. So each state and UTs will be having a commissioner of food safety. And under him, there will be designated officers, there will be food safety officers, food analysts, and Panchayati Raj or municipal bodies will be coming. All this like DO and FSO, food analysts, and all like given from the provision of Act only their appointment. But Panchayati Raj, municipal bodies like health officers and other officers, like we have seen, that is also aligned with enforcement of the Act. Under Section 30, state government appoints the Commissioner of Food Safety not below the rank of Commissioner and Secretary to the government for efficient implementation of Food Safety and Standards Act. So his position will be not below the rank of Commissioner and Secretary to the government, or like for the state government. Secretary. The CEO of FSSAI under Section 10 of Act shall exercise the power of Commissioner of Food Safety while dealing with matters related to food safety of such articles. So now we will be seeing what is the power of or the duties of Commissioner of Food Safety. So we have already seen the rank of CFS. I'll be telling CFS further. Commissioner of Food Safety. So CFS will, by notification, appoint such person as he thinks fit, having the qualification prescribed by central government to be food analyst for such local area. So for food analyst, that like the note appointment will be from Commissioner of Food Safety, and appoint designated officer who shall not below the rank of a sub-divisional officer. So designated officer will be having responsibility for the entire district. So he is notified under section 36. Carry out survey of industrial units engaged in manufacture or processing of food in the state to find out compliance by such units of standards notified by food authority, like the inspection, surveillance. This all will be headed by Commissioner of Food Safety. Conduct or organize training programs. Important. Then efficient uniform implementation of standards. Prosecution for offenses and punishable with imprisonment. Here the thing is like I already told you, offenses, if there is something coming, then there will be like imprisonment and penalty, like what you can say, like fees also you need to pay. So if there is like only fine is there, then DO can sanction this. If there is like some imprisonment is coming, then it will be the responsibility of CFS, that is Commissioner of Food Safety, imprisonment, if someone is doing against or violation of Act. Prohibit in the interest of public health, manufacture, storage, distribution, or sale of article in the whole area or part thereof for such period not exceeding 1 year. This is very important. Like recently in Kerala, there was like some, like in many states it happening. Recently in Kerala, there is like restriction on egg mayonnaise was happened. This was not for every mayonnaise, only for mayonnaise which is raw or which is like unpasteurized. For this restriction has came, but this will be like only applicable for 1 year. But that also they can extend under some sections. So this is also some role of Commission of Food Safety. Coming into section 31, very important, licensing and registration of food business. So in India, no FBO or no person can start or carry out any food business except under a license. So I have already told you licenses and registration, two things are there. For petty manufacturer who himself manufacture or sell any article of food will be coming under the category of registration only, not license. So registration like fees and all will be seeing further in the same class only. So I'm not going further into that. So for license, if anyone is want to take a license, then they need to go to the portal and they need to apply, and the application process will be coming under designated officer for licenses. And for registration, any FSO or DO can initiate the process. Every license shall be in such form and subject to such conditions as may be specified by regulations. So there will be like specific forms and all for application of license. Then after submission, if there is some queries coming for that, also some particular forms will be there. And after finishing of all the like documentation part and compliance part and all, FSO DO will be giving the license. That also will be giving in like in forms like license will be given as form C, and application for license will be given as form B, application for registration will be giving us form A. So these are like some important terms we will be seeing also further also. I'm just giving a brief idea what all these three terms are about. A single license issued may be by DO for one or more articles of food, and it's also different established or premises in the same area. The thing is like license is what premise specific. Very important point. So if there is like in same premise, say I'm having a premise and I'm doing a manufacturing and I'm doing retail or like trade point, or I'm doing the storage. So for all this, I will be having a single license. But at the same time, I'm having a premise A where I'm getting some my products manufactured, and in a premise B, I'm doing the storage. Then I will be having one license here for manufacturing, and I will be having another one license here for storage. So there will be like two license coming. So that's why I'm told you it is premise specific or premise based. If the articles of food are manufactured, stored, sold, or exhibited for sale at different premises situated in more than one area, separate applications will be going. An appeal against the order of rejection for the grant of license shall be laid to the Commission of Food Safety. And if the license shall, the period of like, if there is like some death of a person, FBO, like after 3 months, other persons can take the responsibility. Like they can also apply for that, naming and all. They can do after 3 months. Under section 36, now we have seen that licensing procedures and all those things. Now under section 36, all these officers are coming. So that is for designated officer. Designated officer, I have already told you. Important points here I'll just give. Designated officer is for a district. Under section 32, he is appointed. So his daily duties including prohibit the sale of any article of food which is in contravention of provisions of this act, rules and regulations. So prohibit the sale. Issue or cancel license. Very important. Issuing and cancelling of license. Receive report and samples of articles of food from food safety officer under his jurisdiction and get them analyzed. So this we will be seeing in the further sections, like what is the procedure for sampling. Okay, so just get this idea, like FSO will be sending the samples to DO, and the report of the sampling will be also get to designated officer, that is from food analyst. So I'll write here from FSO sample and from food analyst report. Make recommendations to the Commission of Food Safety for sanction to procedure for launch prosecutions in case of contraventions punishable with imprisonment. So I already told you, if it is only for fine is there, then he can launch the process. But if imprisonment is coming, then he cannot do that. So he will be sending the recommendations to the Commission of Food Safety. So these all are the powers of designated officer. Function or law prosecutions case of contravention punishable with fine. Record of all inspection made by food safety officers and action taken by them in the performance of their duties. To get investigated any complaint which may be made in writing in respect to any contravention of act or rule or regulation. Investigate any complaint which may be made in writing against FSO. This is also coming under the purview of designated officer. Under section 37, FSO will be coming. This is also like very important. What is the day-to-day activities of FSO? So Commissioner of Food Safety appoints food safety officer for such a local areas as the commissioner may assign to them for the purpose of functioning under the act and rules and regulation made thereunder. So FSO is termed as registering authority. FSO and both TO also is registering authority. And duties of function: carry out inspection during the registration and licensing process. Then periodic inspections of licensed food establishment. There is like one for inspection for licensing or registration and for periodic visits. These are the responsibilities of food safety officer. Then sampling of food articles for enforcement, sampling, and send to the food analyst for analysis. Additionally, has power to lift extracts of books and records of FBO, maintain records of all inspections, database of all FBOs within the area sent to him, recommend the issue of improvement notice by the TO to FBOs. So this is also a role of FSO, issue improvement notice. FSO also serves as prohibition order on FBOs on instruction of court, which issues prohibition order. So if there is like some court issues like are coming and it is going to court, like regular court or into like appellate tribunal, then if they are prohibiting the sales or prohibiting the manufacturing, then the order will be giving by FBO to FBOs by FSO. Due to serve as emergency prohibition under FBOs on instruction of the DO. If there is like some emergency prohibitions coming, that is also a responsibility of FSO. Initiate adjudication process on instruction of DO. Like whatever is there, he don't have a single command. Whatever is there, it will be like suggested over DO. Search and seize any adulterant if he has a reasonable doubt. Stop and inspect any vehicle suspected to contain any unsafe food. All these are the duties of FSO. Cases of food poisoning in this area, and to assist the DO in taking corrective action, facilitating preparation of food safety plans for panchayats and municipalities, awareness generation among FBOs. It is like a training, post-act training, and all those things will be the day-to-day responsibilities of FSO. So in a nutshell, I have given here like the major three responsibilities. That is what? Sampling, inspections, and the third is what? Training. These three are the important areas of FSOs. So I'm not going much into that again. So now under section 40, 36, 37, 38, we have covered important section. Under section 40, it is the right of purchaser. We have all seen the duties of officers only. This is like a purchaser. If a purchaser is taking a food and he feels like there is like some contamination is there, if there is like some toxicity there, or if there is like some off taste is there, like whatever not accordance with the standards or the consumer sensory things or something like that, then purchaser have a right to get the food analyzed. So this is given under section 40. Provided further that if the report of food he can send the sample to food analyst and the payment he will be giving. And if there is like some non-compliance is found, then the purchaser will get that refund. Like if there is an article of food is not compliant with the act or rules or regulation, he will get the refund of the fees which he have paid under this section. Section 42 for procedure of launching prosecution. FSO shall be responsible for inspection of food business, drawing samples and sending them to food analyst for analysis. Food analyst, after receiving the sample from FSO, shall analyze the sample and send the analysis report mentioning method of sampling and method of analysis within 14 days to DO with a copy to CFS, Commissioner of Food Safety. We will be seeing this in further also, like how is the procedure and all. So just I'm mentioning here. DO, after scrutiny of the report of food analyst, shall decide whether the contravention is punishable with imprisonment or fine only, and in case of contravention punishable with imprisonment, he shall send his recommendation within 14 days to Commission of Food Safety. Same thing which we have decided and discussed earlier also. For sanctioning prosecution, he will be sending his recommendations to Commission of Food Safety within a time of 14 days. Commission of Food Safety will be seeing these cases, and he'll be referring these cases to court, a court of ordinary jurisdiction. Case of offences punishable with imprisonment for a term of 3 years. Up to 3 years, he will be sending the matter to court of ordinary jurisdiction or a special court in cases of punishable with imprisonment for a term exceeding 3 years. So less than 3, ordinary court; greater than 3, what it will be going to special. Section 43, recognition and accreditation of laboratories, research institutions, and referral food laboratories. So food authority may notify food laboratories and research institutions accredited by NABL. NABL stands for National Accreditation Board for testing and calibration laboratories or any other accreditation agency for the purpose of carrying out analysis of samples by the food analyst under this act. So this is the section for laboratories, referral to laboratories and all. 45 is for food analysts. So food analysts have a major role to play in analysis of food samples in the food laboratories. Analysis reports of food articles is of important importance to know the status of safety and food quality. And a food analyst will be appointed by uh, Commission of Food Safety by notification for such a local areas. What is a function of food analyst? It is given under section 46. And if there is some samples coming from food safety officer, he will be comparing and note down the conditions of seal of the container and outer cover containing the sample. Whenever there is like a sample is coming, he will be seeing how it is properly sealed and it will be note down. He may ask for a second sample. If the first, I'll tell you how the procedure is. First, I'll tell this like what is the sampling process. Then I'll show the duty of food analyst. Then you will get it very clearly. I'll simple thing. So whenever there is a sampling is happening by FSO, the samples are divided into four. First sample will be, and before taking the sample, he will be FSO will be writing a notice to the FBO also, and he will be giving that. All these forms and all we will be seeing in later. Like there is a certain number for each forms, and so now the under this four parts, like he will be dividing the samples into four. One will be going to food and analyst under intimation to the designated officer. Two parts will be going to DO, and the last part will be going for accredited laboratory if requested by FBO. What will happen? There is some uh, samples get analyzed and there is like some non-compliance found and there is like a legal procedure will be starting. Then if FBO believes that there is no ground of non-compliance, then he is having the right to send the sample to any accredited laboratory. That is also under designate intimation of designate officer only. It will be happening. And if there is the primary laboratories giving one observation, and the accredited laboratory is giving another observation under the second sampling, then it will go for referral food laboratories, and the decision made by referral food laboratory will be final. So, if sample of any article of food or adulterant is taken, FSO shall immediately on the next working day send the sample to food analyst for the area concerned for analysis and report. Where a part of sample sent to food analysis is lost or damaged, the designated officer shall, on a requisition made by him, by the food analyst or the food safety officer, dispatch one of the parts of the sample sent to him. If there is food analyst lost or get a damaged product, damaged sample, then DO will give the one sample which is with him, which is in with him. He will be having two samples, right? So next is an article of food or adulterant seized unless destroyed shall be produced before the designated officers as soon as possible, and in any case not later than 7 days after the receipt of food analyst. So I hope you got the process, how the sampling works, and under whom the process is happening, and what is the required timing for all these things. So now again back to food analyst. Like if a food analyst is getting a sample from FSO, first he will be seeing the sealing and all. Next, if he found it in a broken condition or damaged condition, he will be give a request to DO, and DO will be giving the second sample within a time of 7 days. And he will then analyze, prepare report, and send to DO 4 copies of report indicating method of sampling and method of analysis. Method of sampling also you will be knowing, right? There are like so many sampling methods are there, like random sampling, uh, then probability sampling and all those things. And method of analysis, like if he's test for any heavy metals, say for example, he tested for lead, or mercury or something like that, then he'll be sending that method of analysis also, like method of like it will be like AAS for, say, for example, atomic extraction spectroscopy, or say it is ICP. So like whatever the method is given under FSS manual or the IS method, that will be, he will be specifying under this. But the purchaser want to the food to analyze, the report shall be sent to that purchaser with a copy to a DO. This is like the fourth part which I have already told you. Now we will be seeing very important offenses, the penalties. Section 50 onwards, 50 to 65, this is coming offenses and penalty punishments. So section 50 is food not of quality demanded by purchaser or not in compliance with the act. So this is what I'm telling. Like product, they have given crispy and crunchy product, and the consumer got a product which is like some soggy product. Then he did not get a product which the company has claimed, right? So in this case, seller will be covered under this, and penalty is not exceeding 5 lakh rupees. And if petty manufacture like a petty manufacturer or someone is coming which is having, he will be having a registration only, he will be responsible only for giving a penalty of 25,000 rupees. Section 51, substandard food. Substandard food means what? Substandard means like I am uh, selling you can say peanut butter. So standardized product it is. It will be coming under chapter 2.2.4.11. So there is like some particular standards for peanut butter, right? There is like minimum 25 percentage protein should be there for peanut butter, or minimum 40 percentage fat should be there for peanut butter. And if the consumer is getting this product and which is not matching the standards, it is called substandard food. In this condition, manufacturer, seller, storage, distributor, importer, all these people will be responsible and they should give a fine of 5 lakh rupees. Misbranded food, and all the same people will be responsible, and the case will be for fine of will be going for 3 lakh rupees. Misbranded food means what? Simple thing is like I am selling a product uh, like in name of some like simple thing like Adidas will be there, and people are sending in another names. So in this all are will be going for misbranded food, or like there are like a Camembert cheese, like which is world renowned, and there are people who are sending the same like other product but in the same name. So these all are coming under misbranded food. Or there are like some product uh, from a major manufacturer in India, Lay's, PepsiCo. So in the same product, say not imitation product somebody else is selling in the name which is something same or something related with the same name. So these all are coming under misbranded food. So consumer the people who are or involved in this will be responsible for giving a fine of 3 lakh rupees. 53, misleading advertisement or false description, natural quality or substance. Publisher or any person involved in the publishing will be applicable under this. So what do you mean by misleading advertisement? So it's very a major case happened recently. Also there is like some recently viral videos came from YouTuber called Food Farmer. He was given he got a legal notice also under major companies. It was like under Mondelez for some health drinks. I don't want to say the name, but so all these are coming under misleading advertisement. Like what they are giving some wrong information, or they are giving in the product or in any advertisement and all those things, like all these are coming under misleading advertisement. Recently, also one very famous case like a Red Bull given as a tagline gives wings. So all these are coming under misleading advertisement, and people can go for complaining under this. And the people who is involved under this will be responsible for a fine of 10 lakh rupees. Food contains extraneous matter. So you know what is extraneous matter? Some rodents, pest, or something else is coming, which will make the food contaminated, then it will be manufacturer, seller, storage, distributor, importer. All will be responsible. 1 lakh will be the fine. Failure to comply with FSO direction, whatever FSO is giving directions during the inspection or regular checkups and all. So FBOs will be only FBOs and importers will be responsible. Applicable fine is 2 lakh rupees. Section 656, unhygienic or unsanitary processing or manufacturing. Manufacturer or processor will be responsible, 1 lakh rupee fine. Food process adulterant, manufacturer, seller, storage, distributor, importer. If it is injurious to health, 10 lakh rupee fine. Non-injurious to health, 2 lakh rupees fine. Unsafe food, all these will be responsible, manufacturer, seller, storage, distributor, importer. If it is not injurious, 6 months and 1 lakh fine. So here, from here onwards, you can see it is not only fine, imprisonment are also having. For all this, CFS will be doing the prosecution. Like he will be starting the prosecution process, launching the prosecution, because DO cannot do this. Non-grievous injury, 1 year, 3 lakh. Grievous injury, 6 years, 5 lakh. Death, 7 years and 2 lifetime hold, and 10 lakh rupees. So just try to remember this: 6 1 1 3 6 5 7 10. Some make some mnemonics and try to by heart this. Interference with seized items. So this is like FSO taken a food, and through any other provisions, the FBO taken that seized items and he replaced it or something like that, then it will be applicable for a 6-month imprisonment, 2 lakh fine. Supply of false information on product, 3 months imprisonment and 2 lakh fine. Obstruction on impersonalization of FSO without reasonable excuse. Whenever FSO is coming for sampling or inspection or giving improvement notice or prohibition or something like that, 3-month imprisonment and fine of 1 lakh. Carrying on business without license, 63, very important. 6 months imprisonment, 5 lakh fine. No specific penalty is provided. So here is like, sorry, this is 64, not 58. Any person contravening this will be responsible for a fine of 2 lakh rupees. Just I'll check this if it is 54 or 64. I'll just cross check and I'll tell you. And section 65 is any offense causing injury or death. So this is also like something not coming on, like whatever specified under this is coming, any offense. So in addition, compensation to the victim not less than 5 lakh in case of death, 3 lakh for grievous injury, 1 lakh for non-grievous injury. So these all are the things coming under the offenses and penalties. For detailed information, if you want, you can go to that website also, which I have already told you. Like you go to this FSS Act, take this here, and you take the compendium. You get it here. Yeah. Okay. So that's how the thing is like. Now we will be seeing adjudication and food safety tribunals. So I have already told you from section 68 onwards, this is starting. So adjudicating officer is under section 68. So he will be state government to notify adjudicating officer not below the rank of additional district magistrate. This is the rank of adjudicating officer. Section 70, food safety appellate tribunal is there. Central government or state government may notify and establish one or more tribunals known as food safety appellate tribunals. Special courts, central government or state government may constitute special courts for trial of offences related to grievous injury or death of the consumer. So this is given here also, 68 and 69 for adjudication officer and its powers. Like this is the position of him, ADM of district or above, powers of a civil court, judicial proceedings as per section 193 and 228 of IPC. So this is not FSS Act, does not have any provision under this, like the proceedings and all. So they will be referring to that IPC sections and all. So as a court proceeding will be going under the section 345(6) of CRPC, that is Code of Criminal Procedure 1973. Here, representation and decision based on inquiry impose penalty for contravention and as per offense, quantum of penalty to search with section 49. So all these are the proceedings. Like he will be hearing the representations and he will be taking the decision. Um, the adjudicating officer impose penalties and all these things. Power to compound offense. So this is like a uh, designated officer can initiate this, empowered by Commissioner of Food Safety, accept penalty up to 1 lakh from petty manufacturers, retailers, hawkers, etc. No imprisonment shall be given under this. So how this is like, if there is like some multiple offenses are coming, like if it is a misbranded, at the same time it is a substandard also, or at the same time the FBO tried to act against the response, sorry, the directions of FSO, that also will be coming. All this will be uh, so this is the coming under section 69. Section 70, establishment of tribunal. So I have told you, formed by central government or state government to hear appeal from decisions of adjudicating officer under section 68. So whatever uh, is coming under adjudicating officer and the uh, uh, what you can say decision made by adjudicating officer is not feasible, or the FBO does not take it as like in a positive way, he can go for further appeals. Okay, so the further appeals will be coming into tribunals. Tribunal has only one person, presiding officer, only one person. This is a question came on FSO examination for Kerala in the time of 2020. How many members consist of appellate tribunal? So answer is one. So presiding officer will be responsibility of district judge only, current or previous. Section 71, procedure and powers of tribunal guided by principles of natural justice and FSSAI and rules there, and powers related to civil court under civil code of civil procedure, tribunal proceedings. All these are like not that important for us because these all are like coming under this cases, courts, appeals, and all. So I'm not going much into that. Just I'm telling you like the sections we need to by heart. 68 for adjudication officer, 69 for power of adjudicating officer, 70 for appellate tribunal, and special courts is coming under 74. And that and all is very important. Then chapter 12, we are going miscellaneous. Power of central government to issue directions to food authority and obtain reports and returns. So I have already told you the rules and all is described by or given by rules can make by central government only, not authority. Authority will be making regulations only. So food authority by be bound by such directions on questions of policy other than those related to technical and administrative matters, as the central government may give in writing it to time to time. Power of central government to make directions to state government. This is to uh, power of central government to make issues to food authority. This is to state governments. 85, 86. 91, power of central government to make rules, which we have already seen by notification in the official gazette, make rules for carrying out the provisions of this act. Under this, qualifications of FSO is specified, manner of taking the extract of documents is specified, qualification of analysis specified, manner of sending sample for analysis. All this is specified under section 91 also. procedure to be followed for adjudication, fee to pay for preferring appeal to High Court, form and time of preparing budget. This is specified under here also. Power of authority to make regulations. This is the power of authority, that is FSSAI. With the previous approval of central government and after previous publication by notification, they need to before coming a regulation, there will be like some draft will be coming, and then there will be like now also if you see there is like some few regulations are there in draft stage, that is GM foods. If you see, it is in the draft stage, and FSS Nutra regulation is under draft stage 2022. Okay. So all these they need to give it as a draft. Then after sometimes getting opinions or comments from stakeholders or representatives from industries and all, they will be changing, do the amendments and all. Final gazette will be coming after. And salaries and conditions of service of officers, rules of procedure for transaction of business, all these are coming under power of food authority to make regulations. Tolerance limit of pesticides, manner of marking and labeling of foods, regulations relating to function of safety officer, get food analyzed, all these things are coming under section 92. So after after this also, like, there are some specific sections, but I'm not going into that because this is like, as you all know, this is like a very large section, a very large part. So whatever is important, I have given you, and I will be giving some 100 questions also to you, so you can practice this. And if there is any doubts are coming, you can directly contact me or through aggregation. I hope the materials which I have provided is enough, and for reference, you can go directly to the FSS Act. And if you understand this in a positive way, then you will get the technical terms and everything given under FSS Act also. You can refer to that also, because if you directly go to that, it will be very rough and you won't understand because it is very dry and specific terms you won't get it. So hope now it is clear to you, and you can go with the questions also which I have given already. Now I hope it is clear, and we can